All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Day 37, 6/13, February 7th. We're on, well, day's 37, 11.1% complete after today. That means 11,100 reps will have completed by the end of today. We're doing 300 reps a day in the Vegan 300 to bring awareness that 300 pounds of meat are eaten by the average person every single year. I've been doing it over 9 years without any animals whatsoever. All plants have protein. Today's comment, Sman8491. We've seen these before or things like it. This is, again, that cognitive dissonance we talked about. If we didn't eat the cows, vegans would die. We eat the cows because if we didn't, the cows would eat all the vegans' food. So remember how we talked about people being uncomfortable when they come across this. And one of the ways to settle that uncomfortableness is to make comments like this to try to get validation from others and, make a joke so that it can settle that uncomfortableness. And that's exactly what Sman8491 has done here. So I'd like to call it out. There's a lot of people like Sman that drop comments in to try to be funny to settle that uncomfortableness because it conflicts, your actions conflict with your beliefs. You know it's wrong what we do to animals, yet contribute to it. So when someone calls you out or talks about it, one of the ways is you get uncomfortable, and then one of the ways you settle that is you try to make a funny. That's exactly what happened here. All right, so it is Saturday. We're in here early, slept in a little bit. Yeah, we're going to get after it. Stream quality just lowered. Got a slow connection out here in the garage gym. 26 degrees. Got my gloves on. We're ready to rock and roll. Should be about another 30 minutes, less than 30 minutes. Hey, good morning. Day 37 here. Thanks for joining. About to start this workout. And you got any comments? Drop them. I'll post them. I'll talk about them. I got plenty of time. But we're doing 300 reps in the Vegan 300. Hey, got 25 pounds again. I'm not going to go any higher. I feel like that would not ready for that yet. Still got a long way to go. We got, less than 300 days left, but yeah. Do people actually think that vegans eat grass? Like, that's just like something someone says, like, just real quick so that, like, it's kind of the first thing that comes up. No, I don't want to eat grass. I want to enjoy my life. Think about the animals, though, Hey, good morning. Thanks for joining. Comment today. If we didn't eat the cows, vegans would die. We eat the cows because if we didn't, the cows would eat all the vegans' food. And that's not the way it works. People come on, they jump on, and they jump off. I don't know if that means that they're uncomfortable or, it's just not good. But if you do come on and want to drop a comment, I'll post it and I'll respond to it. I'm still looking for also somebody to come on and have a discussion with me. I had 2 comments yesterday, long, thoughtful comments that I asked them to come on the channel. They both declined. So what I'll probably do is just make a video about their response. But a discussion is way better. I don't know. You know, you get the real life response, but can't force somebody to be vegan. Can't force somebody to quit eating animals. I can't force them on the channel, you know? Same thing. All right, here we go. 10 rounds of 10. Nice and easy. Let's do it. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, a lot of people get uncomfortable. They get mad, angry. They try to be funny. But it's just easier to align your actions. You know, I talk about being open, being humble. You know, just let your guard down, listen to the information, take time to process the information. And I'll tell you, it provide a ton of value for you. You know, you just got to be open to it. Just got to be open to it. Don't be so closed-minded, you know? All right, got that first round out of the way. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I just thought about like, if you just look at each one of those movements, doing 100 a day. So 37 times 100. So 3,700 push-ups, 3,700 the dumbbell swings overhead, and 3,700 dumbbell front squats. That's how many we've done so far this year. Pretty good. Long way to go. We're going to get to 33,000 of each. And then that's where we get the 100,000, right? So it's not 100,000 of this movement we're doing, because this movement has 3 reps in it. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You know, I'm not getting tired of this workout. It makes it very simple. I know exactly what I'm going to do each and every day. It's still a great workout. I'm out of breath. You know, this works everything. And creating a lot of, you know, I already have the discipline, but it's really solidifying the discipline. Remember, consistency breeds discipline. So we've been consistent out here for 37 days, almost in a row. We missed one day, but I can tell you it's the 38th day of the year. We're off by one. We missed the first Saturday. That's okay. It was early. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, this workout's not easy, especially since I went up in weight. Ooh, got a comment. I'm gonna go check it out. Appreciate your comments. I'm gonna post them. Let me finish this. We'll be halfway. Ooh, got another one. I see it. I'm gonna go post it. Here, give me like 5 seconds. This is good. It'll break it up. Be halfway. All right, here we go. 13 minutes. All right, what we got? Miles Broom. What up, my man? What up? Let me see. What health benefits have you experienced going plant-based, and could you let me some reasons from a sports perspective? From a sports perspective on why I should go plant-based. Well, good question. Health benefits. Well, I mean, first of all, if you look up, I appreciate the question, Miles. Is it Miles? Miles Broom. Yeah, man. Like when you watch Game Changers, Watch Game Changers, and you'll see the benefits from a sports perspective. One, but for me, I got way more energy. Two, it's just you feel better. I can't explain it, but you got to try it. Three, recovery's better. Four, but really, that shouldn't be your main goal. For, I mean, it's just an added benefit. Five, but watch the Game Changers. Six, there's an Olympic lifter that seven, that he went plant-based, broke Olympic records. Is that seven? 8, 9, and so you're gonna feel better, man. I promise. You're gonna feel better. So I don't know what sports you play, but it really doesn't matter. In every pro sport, there's plant-based athletes. And when we say vegan, you know, like the best diet, in my opinion, is 100% whole foods, plant-based diet. What your body does with all of those whole foods, that's what our body should be eating. So, not to say, obviously, you can do it when you eat meat, but you do it from plants, not only going to feel better, but it's also way better for, talk about the environment, talk about the animals. So, 3 things: better for yourself, better for the environment, and better for the animals. So, yeah, watch the Game Changers, man. This is going to be 6th round. Actually, no. We just finished 6. This will be 7. My rower timed out, but 1, 2, 3. So I hope that answers your question. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I mean, they explain it a lot better than I would. People have done it. And I think at this point, if you're asking, you're ready. Like, you're ready to make the change. There's a book we got, recipe book, No Meat Athlete. A lot of good plant-based recipes in there. Whether you want to be strong, You know, a lot of people that go plant-based, they lose a bunch of weight. They have to, but if you're already in great shape, it's really gonna make your body, like everyone's body is, let's say, designed differently, right? Like I'm not 6'4", 270, but if I was, if I was that right now and I ate meat and then I transitioned to plant-based, your body's gonna get into much better shape. You might lose weight, you might cut down a little bit, but so you just gotta try it. One, don't take my word for it. You gotta try it for yourself. But I guarantee you, you're gonna be happier. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, you're ready, man. Miles, you're ready. Game changers. And then don't only go off of that, do more research. Look up all the, call it, vegan athletes in the Olympics, in the NFL, soccer, baseball, whatever sport. So if they're doing it at the most, elite level, and that means it's absolutely doable. And you just think about the sheer numbers of people that are not, it makes sense that you don't see more vegan athletes. It's also, it's a relatively new thing as we come out more and more data, more and more products, more and more media to share it. It's going to get more and more people to do it, to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, we're getting ready. This is our 9th round. But another thought is, let's say it was even. Let's just say it was even. Plant-based versus animal-based athletes. Why would you not go plant-based if it's better for the environment and also better for the animals? Now, let's just say it's not true, but let's say meat made you a slightly better athlete, whether that's a little stronger, a little, just a little. Does that justify what we do to animals? Last round here. Is that worth it? One. I'd say no. Two. Three. Four. Five. Six. Seven. Eight. Nine. 100. All right, we're done with those. Finish up on the row. So Miles, not sure how many, how serious you are with your sports, but it certainly sounds like you take it seriously. You want an advantage. And I think if you do the research, you're going to find out that a plant-based option, plant-based diet is going to be better for you. But regardless of what you read, regardless of who says what, or what you see in a documentary, you gotta find out for yourself. But can it be done? Yeah, man, absolutely. That's it. 27:36. So yeah, appreciate the question. I think it's a concern a lot of people have because you haven't heard about it. But you hear dabbles. Oh, this went out. This battery on this glove. But you hear people dabble in it. Tom Brady went plant-based. You got some other NFL athletes. You got Olympic weightlifters that have gone plant-based, broke Olympic records. You got strong men that have broken Olympic records. So, I mean, whether you want to be strong, fast, fit, better recovery, you absolutely can do it if you quit eating animals. So, that's my pitch. But, I think it's just a benefit, right? Like, I think it's just it's like cause and effect. It's just like the output of what is the right thing to do. So, should people do it strictly for sports? I mean, really, it doesn't matter how you do it or why you do it. But, like, to me, it wouldn't even be worth it. Let's just say meat gave you an advantage, made you stronger. Let's just say meat did. That doesn't mean that wouldn't justify it for me to continue to kill and slaughter animals and contribute to that. So, but for me, health experiences, benefits, I feel better, I sleep better. And remember, we started by going 30 days plant-based. So we watched What the Health documentary, which is another one you should watch. You know, like 9 years ago, we watched that, and we just kept going. We kept learning. I kept learning about the health benefits, but then it got me on track to the animals and what happened to the animals. And then it just made a lot of sense for me. You couldn't justify it. Eggs was one of the hardest thing I would say that my wife had to give up, because we ate eggs a long time. We ate eggs a lot, you know, and it's simple, and but what I found out, what happens to the male chicks in the egg industry and what eggs actually are, it was like, for me, it was easy to just be like, nope. Bacon, you know, you don't eat bacon for a health food, but that was another one that I instantly realized, like, man, I'm never gonna have bacon again. And at first it kind of was like, but really quickly it got, it's like, oh man, like, I don't even want that. Like, knowing what it is and what happens to the animal. So, but from a sports perspective on why you should go plant-based, man, because it's going to be better for you. It's absolutely going to be better for you. You're going to feel better. You're going to discover new foods. You're going to discover more recipes. Your taste buds are going to shift, and they're going to change. You're going to really, really taste, real foods, real vegetables, real plants, real fruit. It's really going to change the way that you look at food. And if you start eating food, more for your body and what goes into your body versus, taste and pleasure, the taste is going to be there, man, I promise you. But we're so addicted to the meats and the processed foods and the sugars. And not to say that, maybe you have or have not, eat like that. I'm not sure how serious, again, you are in sports, but, my kids are obviously plant-based. They're vegan. My oldest is 16, and he's getting, hopefully recruited for soccer. He'll be playing at the collegiate level if he keeps this up, at least wants to. From a sports perspective, you absolutely can. You absolutely can be strong, fit, and healthy. I'm doing it as a dad, old 43, I think I am, born in 82. So I've been 9 years. We did CrossFit. Like, you just, there's athletes that are way stronger than you and me that are vegan and plant-based. There's Olympic athletes. So it absolutely can be done. So I encourage you to explore those options. I mean, but Miles, appreciate it, man. I mean, you're obviously concerned with health, but look up what red meat does. Look up what red meat is. Look up what any meat, any animal protein does to your body. And don't just think about it from, it has protein. Look up all plants that have protein. There's tons of plant-based options that rival meat in protein and benefits and nutritional value. Beans, lentils, chickpeas, tofu, like, the list goes on. So appreciate your question, man. I really do, man. That means that, again, you're ready. You're asking the right questions. You're not commenting like SMAN, like, no way, man. This is AI. You can't be doing all that without eating meat. Like, you're after this, you're going in and having, steak and eggs for breakfast. It's like, nah, man. I think they're missing the point. But SMAN, remember we talk about SMAN, the comment here, again, it's an uncomfortableness, but Miles Broom doesn't seem uncomfortable, is really interested and open. And then again, I think more people should be like Miles, because obviously he's not vegan. But he's looking at it from the health perspective, which is, again, a great way to start to do it. That's really what we did. We were a paleo. We had our CrossFit. We learned about paleo, and then understanding what the benefits of paleo was. understanding, where your food comes from, eliminating processed foods, but we still incorporated meat at the time. But then we watched What the Health, and then we challenged ourselves. We went 30 days plant-based. We felt great. We really didn't know what we were doing, but our kids were on the journey with us. We made some meals that like they didn't really, they didn't like too much. So my wife, we kind of figured out how to make, I mean, she didn't, but how to make better recipes or better plant-based meals and dishes that they would enjoy. And then they were like, yep, thumbs up, mom, this one was good. So she'd tweak it, she'd add some things, and then we would try another one. And then they either liked it or gave their feedback and was like, let's try to add this, let's do that. And then now, I mean, we have our staples in our house that are like, every like once a week, once every 2 weeks. I mean, she makes these, just we have our staples, just like you probably do with the meat-based option. And we feel great. We, like there's just so many benefits of doing it. And not only for your health, but the main benefit, again, I think that we should all realize is for the animals. It's what's happening to them. And even if eating meat would give you advantage sports wise or make you a little bit stronger or whatever, like would that justify taking animals' life and using it for your benefit? And I think the answer is no. I think the answer is no. But again, that's not the case. That's not even the case. If anything, the worst thing that happened is the same. So if it's the same, why wouldn't you go plant-based? Why wouldn't you try to go plant-based? So I'm happy for Miles. He's asked a great question without any, you know, call it dissidence. It might throw him. He might be, confused a little bit and seeing me do it. And then, now I hope it starts his journey on researching, watching Game Changers. Game Changers, great documentary. People are like, oh, it's biased. It's this, it's that. Like, just watch it. Take it, be open-minded, watch it, and then keep doing your research. That'll lead you onto a different path. Google's amazing. YouTube's amazing. Like, research. Look at the source of it. Look at the source of the evidence presented. And I think you're going to find out, like, yeah, man, it absolutely can be done. If this guy's doing it live, this 43-year-old dude doing it, 37 days in, he's trying to get to 100,000. That's me. He looks strong. He looks fit. He looks healthy. You got Olympic athletes that are doing it. So yeah, it absolutely can be done. Am I trying to be an Olympic athlete? No. I'm not trying to be an Olympic athlete, but there are Olympic athletes. So if you are striving to be that goal, you absolutely can do that. And I encourage you to do that. I think it's going to be better for you. I think it's absolutely going to be better for you. And I'd like to see it, man. Miles, Broom, I'd like to see you in the Olympics, man, or a pro athlete, and be like speaking up for the animals, be like plant-based. I saw this dude quit eating animals, and that's what led my journey. So I'll see you in a couple years, at the pro level, at the professional level. So yeah, man, it could be done. And I don't think that should, in fact, I think it should pump you up because you'd be, few and far between, because again, there's just not a lot of vegans. There's not a lot of vegans in general, let alone professional athletes. So, but the more time goes by, the more evidence comes out, the more, products that'll be and time. And so, more people will be talking about it. And, over time, we will all quit eating animals eventually. Maybe not in my time, but, you're going to look back and be like, these guys had it right. These guys had it right, man. I don't know why we did what we did to these animals, but we don't need to be doing it. And then mentally, I think mentally we're eating the death. And if what happens to animals before they get slaughtered in the slaughterhouses, right? They release these hormones before, because they're super scared, and they release these hormones into the body, these secretions into their meat, and it's in the meat, and we're eating it. Like, people that eat meat, like, are eating it, and it's not good. for our bodies. We're eating death, and we're eating like the last moments of these animals' lives. It's not good. And then mentally, it's like, it's wrong. Like, you wouldn't do it. You wouldn't kill an animal yourself. You wouldn't slice the animal's throat and watch it suffer and die, and then chop it up and then cook it and be happy about that. If you needed to, I get it. We talked about being needing to, but you don't need to. And most of us, 99% of us, and people watching this, like, you couldn't do that. There's no way that you were born and raised that way. Like, there's no way would be natural for you to do. Again, from day one, if we were put into a crib with a bunny and an apple, we're gonna play with the bunny. We think animals are cute. We like to play with the animals. Like dogs. Who name a kid that would think about eating a dog? Like, that's crazy. Like, even deer. So a deer is coming very close to our house. I got videos of it, right? And this deer, and we're putting out food for it. The winter's been pretty harsh here in Michigan. But this deer is like coming super close. And then my dogs came out and they're like looking at it and they want to play with the dog. Like, and you think about kids, they want to play with the deer. Um, or they want to play with the deer. My dogs want to play with the deer. But kids want to play with the deer. Kids want to play with the animals. Like the birdie, oh, it's a birdie. It's like, they wouldn't think about harming and eating the bird or the animal. That's not natural. We're taught these things. So if you hunt, if you fish, like you're taught those things. That's not natural for you to do. And you can say that we've done it in the past and we were hunters gatherers in the past and we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. But luckily, you and I are all in the year 2026. Our hunting days for survival are over. It's over. It's not going to come back. We're not going to have to hunt again. You can talk about, oh, the day's going to come where everybody is going to have to fend for themselves. And like, it's not going to happen. We have so much technology that's not going to happen. We're making lab meat. We're taking the cells of animals and making the same meat so the animal doesn't have to suffer and die. I mean, I'm a big fan of that. If you love meat that much, like, yeah, if you could eat the meat, the same meat, taste, and whatever that did not harm an animal or make an animal suffer, like, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you do that? Oh, it's not natural. It's like, you tell me that killing animals are natural for you. Or is it as long as someone else does it? As long as someone else does it, and you don't see it, and it's wrapped up in a package at the store, and you buy it from the store. Like, does that make it better? You don't see it. There's a video, I didn't put it, but um was it calf liver. Calf liver. Calf. Like, calf's a baby cow, isn't it? Calf liver. The liver of a calf, of a baby cow. That's crazy to me. Like, that's a thing and people would buy it. You know? Talk about showing respect to animals. Why not let the animals live? That's the ultimate respect. Let the animals live. Choose to eat plants. Plants aren't sentient, they don't have an experience. And like Miles Broom found out today, watch the Game Changers if you're interested in going plant-based vegan from a sports perspective and the benefits of it. They'll talk about it there. There's so much research out there. All right, so you got to do the research, right? Take my word for it, but the research is out there. You got to do it yourself and try and experiment. I'm still on my experiment. 9 years, over 9 years, experimenting with eliminating animals from my diet. Still going. It's just one big experiment. And guess what? If I found out, or I start all of a sudden, declining and becoming super unhealthy because, at the 10-year mark being vegan, I'm going to completely, shut down and my body is going to need animal protein. I'll be the first to come back on here and be like, you know what, guys? I tried it for 9 years and it didn't work out for me. I got really sick and unhealthy. But it's not happening, and that's not going to happen. All the evidence and the research is out there. I feel great. It's just this myth. It's just this myth that nobody's used to coming across people that are talking about not eating animals for 9 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. But here I go. So I'll talk about it as long as I'm doing it. I'll talk about it and I'm going to share with you because I think people like Miles Broom will come across people like me and be like, wow, man, this guy, okay. And he might be a way better athlete than I was or that I am now and, wants to take it to the next level. But you can do it going plant-based. You can absolutely do it. And I'm glad he called it plant-based. People have a problem with calling, being vegan. Vegan really is just not wanting to exploit animals for our benefit. And that's meat. That's absolutely meat. So if you eat meat, you contribute to exploiting the animals for your benefit. Exploiting the animals that you're killing or contributing to killing and eating, or wearing or whatever. Like using animals for our benefit because we believe that animals should have the right to their own life and we shouldn't take that away from them for our benefit, for our taste and pleasure. And that's what happens. All right, guys, I ranted long enough. I'm about to go shower, get the day going. Saturday, February 7th. Hope you have an awesome day, Miles. Thanks for the comment. Sman, or people like Sman. You got to understand that's the dissidence, okay? So you got to understand that we don't eat grass. Vegans or plant-based athletes, people, humans don't eat grass. Like that's not what vegans are. That's not what a vegan diet is. That's not what a plant-based diet is. We don't just eat grass. Do me a favor, look up some plant-based recipes. You'll find out that it's not, we don't eat grass. Nobody wants to eat grass. Cows want to eat grass. But all animals that you eat get all of their protein, nutrients, and minerals and vitamins from plants. And so essentially, you are filtering all of that through a dead animal's body. So why not go straight to the source? Go straight to the source. That's what I suggest. That's what I recommend. That's what I recommend you do. We just completed day 37, 11.1% complete. That means that we did, I think we're at 11,000. Yeah, not a math guy. 11,100 repetitions. That's what it is. Yeah. That's how many we've done so far. We've done 3,700 of each of the strict push-ups, of the dumbbell swings, and the dumbbell front squats. And we're doing it eating no animals whatsoever. So it can be done. So Miles, listen to me, man. Go try it. Go do the research. And man, I wish you nothing but the best of luck, man. Comment back here when you go pro and you're like, dude, thank you so much. I feel so much better. I'm so much stronger. My recovery's better. Like all of the benefits that you're going to get from going plant-based and eliminating animals from your diet, right? Not only is it going to be better for you, it's going to be better for the environment, and most importantly, better for the animals. All right, guys, happy Saturday. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow, day 38. Peace.